the others. How would you assess the team's performance tonight?
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is Wichita State is a really good team. They were picked first to win the conference. We knew that it was going to be a battle, and that's something that we talked a lot about going into the game. It doesn't matter what it looks like, doesn't matter how many hits you have, doesn't matter how you score runs, does not matter what happens other than can you get the win. And so for us to start first night with a win against a really good team, Barbara is one of the best pitchers in our conference, and so for us to be able to get her out of that game and to see their number 2 and their number 3 was really big for us.
Yeah, you mentioned Barbara was their A-State pitcher in Game 1. Early on, she was giving you guys a little bit of problems, and then you guys broke through. It seemed like, though, that was the approach. You guys were constantly swinging, like it was just battling at the plate until you finally broke through. Was that the game plan, and how did it feel to finally break through?
Yeah, we wanted to see her throw a lot of pitches. We knew that she's somebody that's up in the zone, and if they're not calling it, we're not swinging at it, then she was going to have to be forced to do something different. And so the whole thing was not to panic. We wanted our girls to stick with the game plan. They did a phenomenal job. We had 8 walks / 9 hit by pitches. Or 9 total free passes of walks and hit by pitches. And so for them to be patient and then Chloe to come up with that big double and just to get everybody going, that's exactly what we talk about. That's what we want, is find a way to pass the bat, get a quab, and who's going to get that big hit. And
in the circle, you mentioned way back when that you wanted Autumn to be able to adjust to the type of competition you guys were facing here.
Yeah.
Wichita State, there's not many better teams in the AAC.
Yeah.
She battled through some moments tonight. It seemed like she really just went pitch by pitch and got through it.
She was phenomenal. She was everything that I could ask for. When we wanted Autumn Courtney in the transfer portal this summer, it was nights like tonight that you want her for, and she was a dog on the mound. And Wichita State is one of the best hitting teams in the country, and I think Elizabeth, their hitting coach, does a phenomenal job. And so for Autumn to come in there, everybody knows exactly what she's throwing. There's enough information, there's enough data and video, and for Autumn to come in, throw her game, not get flustered, she was incredible tonight.
What's the key to coming out tomorrow with the same energy you guys finished this one off with?
Yeah, I mean, now I think we can all take a deep breath. I think you saw, Bella Ferran and Destiny, I hate to say they play like freshmen tonight, but I think you could see nerves in them, and I think you could just see okay, this is the first night, how can I get comfortable? And so tomorrow I just want to see us put our feet on the ground and do what we've been doing all year long, and now that, we know that we can hang with them, we're excited.
And for Jessiana, not a crazy big night at the plate, but she makes that play falling into the dugout there to end the game. Is that something that boosts confidence, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. She got the infield hit. Unfortunately, Destiny kind of made a little base running mistake on that, but she got the infield hit. She got a walk. She was able to turn the bat over and give it to the next person. And Jessie, I always tell her, if offense isn't working, you be the best player on defense. And I truly think she is one of the best third basemen in the country when she's in the right headspace. And so I'm really proud of them.
Coach, dugout to start the game. Everybody's running over to the bullpen. My bad, Robbie. Throwing props around, just really setting the tone as far as the energy of this team.
Yeah.
Looking over and seeing that, how did that make you feel?
I love this team. They are authentically themselves, and we put no limitations on them, and they get to act and do whatever they want. So I'm just really proud when I see them get really involved in the game with all the props and all the things. It's exactly why we coach and why we do this, is because we want them to have 4 years where they make the best friends, they have fun, and they're not afraid to be too cool. And I think that's the thing that separates us, is that they are willing to do whatever it takes to be Allen.
It's been a long couple days of softball. How have you just been able to make sure everybody keeps the right mindset? What are you going to say to them either tonight or going into the game tomorrow, just to once again keep a level playing field, a level head, and just know that it's 1-0 every day?
Yeah, luckily it's spring break, so they're getting to sleep in a little bit, not having to worry about classes. But yeah, it's been a lot of softball, but when you commit to be a Division I softball player, you know what comes with it. We talk about if you want to be the best, we have to act the best. And, you might not have all the energy that you can, but can you play and show up like you do? And so they've done a phenomenal job on that. Obviously nutrition, sleep, all the things are important. And so I'm just really proud. I'm really proud how invested they are, and they see the eye on the prize. And we talk a lot about how many laps is it going to take you to complete a season, and you can't just decide I'm going to show up and I'm not going to show up. And so for them to be able to lock in and to show up their best tonight after a really long week, my heart's really happy.
Thank you, Coach.
I was going to be done, but I see over there, they're giving autographs to the local community. When you guys are having success like you have over the past couple years, is it you guys kind of like a role model for the local softball community a little bit, and you embrace that?
Yeah, I mean, I just remember taking the job 3 years ago, and that was the big thing that the girls, talked about is, hey, we want to make a difference. We want people to know who FAU softball is, and whether it's community service, whether it's going out to little girls' practices, giving lessons, ultimately, there's a little girl that wants to be like our girls, and our job is like, yes, championships are awesome, but at the end of the day, you are molding the future of the game, and we want this thing to be as big as it can, that when girls see us, they're like, wow, like, I want to be like her. And so for them to take time out of their day, even though their families are here and it was a long day, it's exactly what you want when you're a coach, and especially when you win, it's even more fun to sign autographs.